Today, we'll explore how the Quran links spirituality with the pursuit of wealth and economic opportunity. Often, people separate deen and dunya, thinking religious life and financial life are separate. But the Quran teaches us that how we earn, spend, and trade is part of Allah's guidance. Allah made the earth spacious for us, giving pathways, resources, and opportunities to explore and build. Every step in business, every calculated risk, every effort to earn halal income is meaningful in His eyes. In fact, the Quran equates those pursuing lawful earnings with those striving in the path of Allah. Consider the natural resources Allah provided: rain, crops, fruits, olives, palm trees, and pasture. These are not just sustenance, they are opportunities. They create jobs, trade, and investment, shaping the global economy even today. A simple ayah about rain or fruit carries profound lessons about supply chains, production, and distribution. Allah also gave humans tools to use the earth efficiently: ships, rivers, and technology of their time, to facilitate trade. Almost 90% of global trade relies on water. Every shipment, every trade route, every imported product is a sign of Allah's design and blessing for economic growth. The Quran even introduces key economic terms. First, risk, both spiritual and material. Every resource or opportunity carries risk and reward. Second, fruit, which is not just literal produce but also symbolic of investment and returns. Growing crops or starting a business involves nurturing, timing, and strategy, just like investments today. In short, Allah is teaching us that pursuing business, trade, and economic development is not separate from our faith. It is a vital part of living according to the Quran. Continuing from where we left, let's dive deeper into how the Quran guides us in utilizing resources and pursuing business opportunities. Allah mentions fruits, crops, and natural resources not just as sustenance but as means for earning and investment. The process of planting, nurturing, harvesting, and selling mirrors today's business cycle: investment, management, and returns. Even the act of traveling for trade is recognized as meaningful. In the Quran, people who travel to seek lawful earnings or explore opportunities are engaging in acts that hold spiritual value. This shows us that economic activity is intertwined with faith. Allah also warns against discouraging lawful opportunities. If something halal is misrepresented as bad or discouraged, it is a spiritual mistake. Just as we are careful to avoid haram, we must also embrace the good that Allah provides. Opportunities, resources, and wealth are gifts meant to be utilized responsibly. Let's consider the example of Hajj. Performing Hajj requires planning, savings, and trade along the way. Travel, budgeting, and preparation for Hajj are practical economic actions. The Quran recognizes this as part of worship, balancing spiritual goals with material preparation. In essence, the Quran teaches us to view the material world through a lens of purpose. Every business deal, every trade, every investment can be aligned with faith. The principles of risk, stewardship, and conscious effort guide believers to integrate their economic life with spiritual values. Now, let's focus on how the Quran provides a blueprint for building economic stability and avoiding corruption, poverty, and societal harm. Allah emphasizes that community cooperation and ethical conduct are essential for prosperity. When believers work together, the risk of economic instability and social corruption decreases. The Quran links wealth creation to moral responsibility. Pursuing halal earnings, making investments, and conducting trade ethically are not just economic acts, they are forms of worship. By integrating faith with financial activity, Muslims can create sustainable economic systems. Consider natural resources, trade routes, and agricultural produce. They are not only for personal benefit but for collective prosperity. Nations and communities that manage these resources wisely gain stability, while neglect or exploitation leads to conflict and hardship. Furthermore, the Quran encourages innovation and entrepreneurship. From planting crops to managing businesses, believers are guided to identify opportunities, take calculated risks, and nurture growth, always within the bounds of ethics and faith. Finally, economic empowerment strengthens the community. By building alliances, promoting education, and fostering ethical business practices, Muslims can reduce poverty, minimize addiction, and prevent corruption. The Quranic guidance shows that spiritual and material success are inseparable, and thriving in this world aligns with fulfilling divine purpose. Part 2, we explore the divine financial framework taught by Islam. The Quran shows us that business and trade are not just worldly pursuits, but acts deeply connected to faith. By promoting a business mindset, Islam empowers believers to seek prosperity with purpose, ethics, and spiritual alignment.